Hey guys, it's Orange Steve, and we are going to be checking out which Pokemon are the useless in the WBE teams. So, this is Fanatec's team, and the Atlanta Umbreons, and it seems like Dragonite is the most useless. It was brought once, it died once. But then next would probably be the Meloetta, because it was brought twice, and died twice, without getting a single kill. So now we're going to move on to the Bristol City Blazikens. So, these Pokemon... Okay, so it seems like some of these are much more used than the other ones. Yikes, Necrozma got 9 kills. That is a lot of kills. But what seems to be the worst one is either Aerodactyl, Scrafty, or Delmies, because they were brought. Aerodactyl and Scrafty were brought 3 times, and then they died twice. However, Delmies was brought 2 times, died both times, but then again it got a kill. So you'd have to choose on that one. Next up, so Luke seems to be really good at using his Pokemon. Next up, we're gonna go for Pokemon and the Bronx Baratics, and none of these are anything to scoff at. He plays all of these with perfection, but the most useless would probably have to be Piloswine, because it was brought twice, it died twice, and it only got 1 kill. Though Comfey wasn't very helpful, it was brought 6 times, and the only time it got any kills were against John Pokemon, even though it's never died. So Comfey is just styling on him. Next up we have the Uzi Geldner and his Bullet Punch Club. So his most useless Pokemon is definitely the Roam Frost. It's been brought no times, so that means it's useless. Rotom Frost is a terrible Pokemon, so it makes sense why Uzi has never had a reason to use it, because it sucks. Anyway, next up we are going to Galactic Elliot and the Chicago Cubchoose. And what seems to be the most useless Pokemon is a tie between Alolan Sandslash and Rotom Fan. But we're going to say Rotom Fan because Elliot also has Alolan Ninetales, so this thing is going to get a lot of use. However, Rotom Fan is another terrible Rotom appliance. Like, Mo is okay. Wash and Heat are good. Rotom itself is amazing. But Rotom Frost and Rotom Fan suck. Mega Garchomp isn't that good either, in my opinion. Well, not really in my opinion, because its regular Garchomp is just usually better. Because it loses speed. Anyway, next up, we are going to go to the Durham Jeddigons, coached by 6-Foot Hacks, and his most useless Pokemon is a 3-way tie between Tauros, Moltres, and most shockingly of all, Como-o. Like, he's never used Como-o. Maybe he just got it, but that would have been week 6. As for Moltres, it's a legendary, so that's kind of weird. As for Tauros, nobody is surprised. Tauros is only good if you're Envy, or like an Envy team. So yeah, useless. Anyway, Now we are going to go on to Gator, coach of the Florida Gators. So, his most useless Pokemon seems to be Frostlass, cause it got brought once and it died. So, pretty useless. And then Pyukumuku was brought twice, died twice. So, yeah. He brought Celebi all times though. Anyway, next up, we are going to go to one of my favorite teams, Duncan and the Free State Torracats. And he really doesn't have a most useless Pokemon, but I'd have to say that it is Ferroseed. Sableye was pretty okay. It got brought once and it died, but Ferroseed is so useless that I don't even remember the game that he brought it in. Like, that's how bad it is. Though it was probably the game against Steve, because I don't remember it, and that would make sense because I had to watch it on Steve's side to get it. So, obviously it didn't bring the Zygarde, because the Zygardes never died. Well, Cephalon dies a lot. So does Xurkitree, actually. Okay, so anyway, the next one is Cakeway and the Los Angeles Spice. Now, what seems to be the most useless Pokemon on our team is Mawile. The Lilligant was definitely not, because yes, it died, but it used Psychium Z and killed a Salazzle, which would normally just beat it downright. So, obviously not useless. But Mawile was brought, it didn't get a kill, but luckily it didn't die. She must have won that match, because otherwise it would have died. In fact, it's the only Pokemon on Cakeray's team that has never died. Oof. So next up, we have Kelly and the Maryland Torterrapins. Under the radar, sorry. So Stakataka and Scyther are probably the most useless ones. Though Scyther did pretty good in his match against Envy. And I don't remember his usage of Stakataka. So, yeah, it's easily his most useless Pokemon. So, anyways, next up we have Cybertron and the Melbourne Rotoms. And this one is very easy. It's none other than, oh no, it's not easy. Okay, we're gonna give it a tie between Blissey and Aromatisse, because I don't remember ever seeing Aromatisse, but Blissey died on the first 2 turns of his bring of her. So, not very useful. So anyways, the next team is going to be the Miami Dolphins. And this is a kind of hard one, because he's never won. But it seems like it is a tie. It seems like the most useless one is Pelipper, but it isn't, because he got up rain. So then Specs Kingdra almost swept. So unfortunately, his most useless Pokemon is his Mega Pidgeot. That's incredible, but whatever. That his most useless Pokemon is Mega Pidgeot. Victory Bell's gotten a bit killed. Anyways, next up is the Milwaukee Bears, coached by Wolf Glick. Anyways, he doesn't really have useless Pokemon because he is really good at using all of his Pokemon. Except for Alolan Golem. He brought it once and it died. So apparently it's just not useful for his team. Which I wouldn't be surprised because look how ugly that mustache is. It's so ugly. Anyway, next up is going to be the Milwaukee Sawsbucks, coached by Magnitude, aka Steve. So, he has two useless Pokemon, Scizor and Armaldo. Why are they useless? Because he's never brought them. And if he's never brought them, they're useless. Side note, Alolan Persian was only brought once, and it died, so pretty useless as well. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikavolt, coached by A-Drive. And no one is surprised to see that the most useless Pokemon is not Chrome Black, Skarmory, Florges, or Gastrodon, because they've been brought 7 times and all gotten kills. No, it's actually Venusaur, because it never got a kill. Props to Zoroark for getting 2 kills, even though it was only brought once. And even though Venusaur was brought twice, it did never get a kill, so whatever. Next up, we have John, aka Pokemon New Orleans Pelipper's. Now this one is easy. His most useless Pokemon is Magmar, cause it was never used. So props to Vaporeon for being one of the best Pokemon John has on his team. Besides Alakazam, because that thing's great. His Mega Diancie and Mudsdale have both been brought all 8 times. So, good job on Mudsdale for being a defensive Pokemon that got 9 kills, but it died 7 times, so oof. Next up we have Mr. Talent, coach of the New York Marauders. And really, he does not have a useless Pokemon. So we're going to also give it to his Mega, because it was brought 3 times, and it only got 1 kill. Houndoom got 4 kills, so it's not on here. So we're going to have to give it to Mega Audino. I don't know why it's on here, because it has 1 kill, and it's only been brought 3 times, plus it died once. Yeah, it's not very helpful, it seems. The Newcastle Nidokings, coached by Patters, probably has its fair share of useless Pokemon, and it's Xatu. Aw, Xatu is just sad. Poor Xatu. Brought 0 times, got 0 chances to prove itself. That sucks. Anyways, next up is the Nijmegen Nuzleafs. That was terrible. I said that so badly. So, the most useless Pokemon were Yanmega and Volibee. And really, most of his Pokemon have gotten 0 kills. The only 3 that have are Latios, Raikou, and Cobalion, which are also the 3 Pokemon that he decided to keep. So obviously none of the other Pokemon are that good. But Yanmega and Volibee were never brought, so they're the most useless. Next up, we have the New York Noibats. So their most useless Pokemon is Gogoat. Maybe he shouldn't have gotten it for the other one. Anyway, that's really short. Okay, next up we've got the Pittsburgh Pichus, coached by Nexus. He's got a lot of good Pokemon on his team. But the most useless one is Clefairy, because it's never been brought. And Mega Medicham plus Zapdos have been brought 8 times. So obviously Clefairy was not very useful. Okay, so next up we have the Pittsburgh Piratetas, coached by Old Man Tuck, who is really having a comeback. His most useless Pokemon is going to be Gliscor, because it was brought twice. It got 1 kill. I think it killed the Dugtrio from Envy, and then died that game as well, so oof. He also run it against Cybertron. Okay, didn't really get to see itself. Anyways, next up we have the Rochester Rhydons. I'm expecting coached by Iron Boffin. Let's see. So his most useless Pokemon is Spiritomb, because it was brought twice and it died twice. 0 kills. The only Pokemon to never get a kill in Iron Boffin's team. Sad news. Sad news. So next up we have another one of my favorite, and the coach of the San Diego Chargers. And his most useless Pokemon is actually Drapion. I mean, he's brought all 10 of his Pokemon, but he's only brought Drapion once. Compare that to Victini, which has been brought all 8 times and got 14 kills. It did die 4 of those times, but who cares? So then, Drapion. It had 1 appearance and it didn't get a kill. And it died. So, unfortunately, it is the most useless Pokemon on Envy's team. The Seattle Sea Kings are next, and they are coached by Jodor. And his most useless Pokemon is Manectric? No, of course it isn't. It's Slurpuff. Yeah, I know. Avalugg. But come on, it at least lived one of the times. Slurpuff did not. And it only got 1 kill. Manectric was bought 3 times, and it's okay. But then again, it died 3 times. So, yeah, it goes to Manectric, Slurpuff, and Avalugg. They are all useless. Especially Avalugg. Look how ugly it is. Avalugly it is. Next up is the Cincy Scissors, coached by Petty Trills. His most useless Pokemon is not Primeape. It is not Primeape. JK, it's Primeape. It was bought twice, it died twice, and it never got a kill, so we're done. Okay, next up, second to last is the South Texas Stabilized, coached by In Vivid Color. And he's doing really good, but I hate to say this, but his most useless Pokemon is Rapidash, who was brought once and died. Moving on to the last person, the Tennessee Trubbish, coached by Deathly I Am. And his most useless Pokemon is Kecleon. because this thing is ugly. I mean, Mega Beedrill is more scary than ugly. Plus, it's gotten him 7 kills and has actually lived. It was one of the Pokemon besides Tyrantrum. And Romo's actually lived twice, so that means he's won at least 2 games. Romo is a survivor, plus it got 2 kills, but Kecleon is just ugly and has never been brought. Anyways, that is going to be it of this video. I might make a video of the strongest or the most useful Pokemon on each team, but maybe not. So like the video if you liked it, comment down below what you want to see next, and please subscribe. Anyways, that's it for now. Goodbye.